Hello, my ghost children. I'm the Spookiest Ghost, and welcome back to my channel. So, I think we all know that over the years, people have started becoming more and more sensitive. All of a sudden, things that were never really offensive are now seen as problematic, despite them actually being totally fine. And this mindset does not exclude Halloween costumes. So, in honor of Halloween, today's Tumblr Toxicity will be about offensive costumes. Let's just look at some stupid shit. So, firstly, we're gonna start off with my favorite feminist movement, the fat acceptance movement. You guys know how much I love that movement. So here we have 3 men's costumes that portray fat women and the caption, "Fat Shaming Halloween Costumes." The last one is called Freshman 15, a quote from the website. "Great for parties and any time you want to pay homage to another girl that falls victim to the inevitable alcohol calorie gain." Do I think these costumes are funny? No, not particularly. I think they're kind of immature. But do I think they're offensive? No. And mind you, this is not coming from somebody that's really skinny. Even though I've lost a significant amount of weight, I'm still kind of chubby and I'm still trying to lose weight. And while I do now fit into a woman's medium most of the time, there was a point in time where I was at least an extra large, sometimes even more. So I know what it's like to be plus size. If you're fat, understand that people are going to make fun of you and you just need to let that shit go. The world isn't gonna change for you and you need to have thicker skin or else you're going to be miserable for the rest of your life. And getting offended over stupid costumes that are gonna be worn once a year and that literally mean nothing is a waste of time and energy. Just move on and enjoy yourself. This is the sort of shit you have for superhero costumes for girls. Hyper feminine and a little over-sexualized. And here we have 3 girls' costumes. A Superman costume, Captain America, and Spider-Man. So this post actually pisses me off. Any normal person would look at these costumes and think nothing of them. But apparently, they're hyper feminine and over sexualized. For starters, Google Docs doesn't even recognize hyper feminine as a word. So just let that sink in. But also, what exactly is hyperfeminine about these costumes? The definition of hyperfeminine is extremely or excessively feminine, cause, you know, wearing dresses is way too feminine. It's not like there are women and girls that like to wear dresses. Here's a picture of what hyperfemininity looks like. And I personally think that the phrase hyperfemininity as a bad thing is fucking bullshit. Making this into a bad thing is shaming women who actually enjoy stereotypically feminine things like shoes and shopping and the color pink. Believe it or not, there are a lot of women that actually like those things, and there shouldn't be anything wrong with that. Same thing with girls. And here's something I will say now, and I will say again later. Girls' costumes are not made the way they are because of the patriarchy or whatever the fuck. It's called business. Businesses make a lot of girls' costumes girly because that's what makes money. None of these companies give a shit about pushing stereotypes or whatever you want to say. They give a fuck about making that sweet cash money. When I was a little girl, I was girly and I loved costumes like these. I loved dresses and stuff like that, and statistically speaking, other young girls like these kinds of costumes more too. Here's a list of the top 10 most popular kids' costumes in 2017. Number 1 was action and superhero, which means that if these are supposedly the only superhero costumes girls can wear, then girls don't have a problem wearing them because more than 3.7 million children dressed up as superheroes that year. You want to know what else? The 3rd most popular Halloween costume was princess, and the 10th most popular costume was Disney princess. Because, as I mentioned, statistically speaking, little girls are more interested in getting dressed up as princesses and wearing pretty dresses. Is this a representation of all little girls? No, not at all. I'm sure there are a lot of girls that don't want to wear girly costumes, but there are also a lot that do. So that's why these costumes are like this, so that companies like Party City city and whatever can make money and sell more costumes. Secondly, let's talk about the over-sexualized argument. Any normal person would look at these costumes and see nothing wrong with them. They're just girls wearing dresses. But you somehow managed to sexualize these little girls. And I don't give a shit if you're mad about it or not. The point is that, for whatever reason, you looked at these little girls and thought, oh, those little girls look kind of sexy in those costumes. No normal person thinks that. And frankly, I'm a bit disgusted that you would sexualize these little girls because the costumes aren't over-sexualized. I mean, for fuck's sake, these dresses are up to the girls' knees. You're just a perverted motherfucker that made these costumes sexualized in your mind so that you could bitch about something. Do you think it's over-sexualized when little kids wear shorts too? Because guess what? Shorts are shorter than these dresses, so you better think that shit is too sexual too. You know what's kind of funny? You kind of sound like an extremely conservative lady who thinks that you should cover up your entire body or else it's sexualized, and yet you hate conservatives. How ironic. American flag. You're fucking kidding, right? This is sexist? What about this is sexist? Oh no, there's only one sleeve. Oh, the horror, the humanity. Think of the children. The dress isn't that short, about mid-thigh, which isn't too bad, and the costume doesn't show any cleavage, it doesn't accentuate any of her assets, she just looks like a girl wearing an American flag dress. But yes, it's offensive because it doesn't look exactly like the guy's costume. Like, shut the fuck up. So now before I continue with the Tumblr posts, I actually want to look at an article by Business Insider. Yes, you heard me right. Business Insider, called 16 Offensive Halloween Costumes You Shouldn't Wear This Year. And I'll admit, I can see why some of these are here, but others? Oh god. This reality star in the making costume is insensitive. Although it might seem topical, this Yandy costume, which is intended to look like a reportedly pregnant Kylie Jenner, also has body shaming implications. I can't do this anymore. I think it's time to move on. I love you guys, but I quit. It's too much. I can't do it anymore. I can't deal with the stupidity any longer. I'm so sorry. But it's over. Bright and early for the daily races, going nowhere. Nah, I'm just kidding. If I deleted my channel, this video wouldn't be up. But I was real fucking close. Seriously though, are you actually kidding, Business Insider? Are you really saying that getting dressed up as a pregnant Kylie Jenner is fat shaming? The lady in this costume looks hella cute. It's not like she's hideous. Where the actual fuck is the body shaming implications aspect of this costume? Please, seriously, please, someone point it out to me because I must be blind. This is such a stretch that Stretch Armstrong is jealous. Next up, here's a snake charmer costume that's offensive because this Yandy costume not only appropriates Middle Eastern culture, but also has disturbing sexual undertones. First of all, how is this cultural appropriation? I highly doubt that anybody actually dresses like this in the Middle East. Here's an actual snake charmer. Let's compare this and this. This obviously isn't cultural appropriation. It's an exaggeration of what a snake charmer would stereotypically wear. Sure, maybe it could be offensive because it's racist or whatever, but it's definitely not cultural appropriation. Second of all, where are the sexual undertones you speak of? It's not like the snake's coming out of his pants. It's just there in a bag. Besides, he's wearing eyeliner, which obviously means that he's not getting laid. Next, we have this prisoner outfit, which is offensive because this sexy convict costume could be interpreted as trivializing the US prison system. Incarceration is not funny, though this Yandy costume tries to suggest otherwise. No. Incarceration isn't funny, but neither is this costume. This costume is supposed to be sexy. Are social justice warriors really going to start feeling bad for criminals? Like, I feel bad that people in prison are beaten and blackmailed by guards and or live in very overcrowded places, but let's be real for a second. Besides those who were framed, the people in there are criminals, and you're looking way too deep into this. The point of this costume isn't to spark a conversation about the problems with the US prison system. It's to make some chick feel sexy. You do know that not everything has to be a political discussion, right? Some things are just costumes. That's it. Stop trying to make everything problematic. Here's the next one. Dressing as a restrained convict reinforces harmful misconceptions about mental illness in prison. By presenting a straitjacket as a joke, this Yandy costume downplays a serious issue. I don't know if the author of this article lives under a rock, but most people can tell that this isn't making fun of the mentally ill. It's a costume of Hannibal Lecter from The Silence of the Lambs. It just has a different name and looks a little different in order to avoid copyright issues, like many other costumes. It's not presenting a straitjacket as a joke. It's there because, in the movie, Dr. Lecter is a violent psychopath who also happens to be a cannibal and will jump on you and eat your face. And that's why he's wearing the straitjacket and mouth cover. If you've watched the movie, you've seen what happens when he gets his hands on the guards, and it's not pretty. Does Business Insider know what pop culture is? Do you watch movies? Or do you just sit in your house in the dark crying about how terrible America is and how hard your life is because the world is such a terrible place? Dressing up in this gorilla costume would be innocuous, but calling this a Harambe costume would be insulting. On its own, this Yandy costume is fine, but implying that it is the animal that was controversially killed in 2016 would be problematic.
And over a moat wall, suddenly Harambe, a 17-year-old, 400-pound gorilla, approaches the boy. His mother watches in horror at what happens next.
I'm right here.
Oh my fucking god. Are we really gonna get offended over a Harambe costume? The only offensive thing about a Harambe costume is the fact that it's a dead meme. This is the definition of fake woke. When you're offended over a gorilla costume because, oh, it's making fun of Harambe, then you obviously have nothing better to complain about and your life is probably pretty good. Wait a minute. This costume isn't even a Harambe costume. It's just called gorilla. So you're getting offended over the idea that someone might hypothetically call it a Harambe costume, but no one actually has done that yet because, you know, we gotta get offended in advance. Anyway, let's just go back to Tumblr, shall we? The main criticism of this blog before I took over was that some of the costumes were from Yandy.com, a website for lingerie and costumes. I've gotten numerous messages about old posts from people claiming that these costumes were actually designed to be sexy lingerie. Side note, if you think someone's role-playing a sexy pizza, you have an interesting sex life, lol. First of all, that's kink shaming. Disgusting. But anyway, I don't know who the fuck is saying it's meant to be sexy lingerie, but it's not. Honestly, I think this person probably misread the asks or purposely made it seem like that's what they said by rewriting the messages so that it looks like they're stupid. No, these costumes are not meant to be sexy lingerie, but they are made by a company that makes sexy lingerie 10 months out of the year. So yes, that's their specialty. I just wanted to clear this up. Yandy sells Halloween costumes and lingerie. Note the Halloween in the first image. They also sell Halloween costumes for men, and the vast majority are not sexy. This blog is addressing the fact that costumes made for women are overwhelmingly skimpy, and there are not enough choices for women who do not want to wear a sexy costume. This is even spreading to teens and children's costumes. It is not about any single site, it's about the general selection available. Going back to the argument I made about girls' costumes, I'll say it again. Women's costumes are not made the way they are because they're pushing some sexist agenda. They're made the way they only are because that's what's popular, especially on a site like Yandy. The reason the men's costumes aren't sexy is because men don't usually buy sexy costumes while women do. You can lie to yourself all you want, but the truth of the matter is that A, a lot of women like sexy costumes, and B, it's not that hard to find regular Halloween costumes. Of course, you're only going to find skimpy costumes on Yandy.com because it's a lingerie site, so their female costumes are going to be sexy. That's what women visit that site for, because they know that Yandy specializes in skimpy clothing. Why are you so fucking surprised that Yandy.com sells sexual costumes? You don't want a sexual costume? Then go to Party City or Spirit Halloween. They have both sexy and not sexy costumes. In fact, I'll prove it to you. Let's go take a look, shall we?
Take a look,
Nigga,
in a book,
my nigga.
reading rainbow.
This is the shit I be talking about.
So, we're already at women's Halloween costumes at partycity.com. No, I'm not interested. By the way, this is not sponsored. I wish it was, but it's not. Anyway, let's just look at... We don't even have to do anything, because the first fucking costume, one of the first costumes, is not sexy. Wow, this is so fucking sexy. Oh my god. Like, I just opened the page. I already proved my point. So yes, they have sexy costumes. And then they also have not sexy costumes. Here's another not sexy costume. Damn girl. Looking good. Fuck. Here's another costume for those of you that think that there are no like badass chick costumes. They have them. Case in point. Oh, and it has 4.5 stars. Very nice. Let's see what else. Oh, would you look at this? They have matching costumes for a man and a woman that look exactly the same. But you know, every single Halloween store only makes women's costumes sexy, right? Yeah. Not sexy. Not sexy. Cute, but not sexy. That's actually a really nice costume. It's expensive as fuck, but it's a nice costume. Not sexy. Here we have a not extremely sexy witch, although you might not want to get this one because it has 1 star. Oh, it's fucking $13. Maybe that's why it has 1 star. Not sexy. Not sexy. I'm just gonna stop clicking on them. Wow, so fucking sexy. Oh my god. Can you believe it? Look at that. They're sexualizing children, except they're not. Who would have thought? Let's look at page 2. We're not gonna look through all 87 pages because I'm not fucking crazy. So here we have some sexy costumes, but here's another costume that's not sexy. And it's not even a dress. It's literally a shirt and pants. Wait, it doesn't even come with pants. It just goes with, it literally comes with the cart and the suspenders. So you can wear whatever you want with it. Oh, here's another Ray costume that also isn't sexy. Ooh, shit. This is a sexy ass costume. Damn. Check out those fucking ankles. You can't even see the ankles. Shit. You can't even see the ankles. Not sexy. Not sexy. Not sexy. Not particularly sexy. Not sexy. Not sexy. Okay, I think I proved my point on Party City. Let's just look at some of the kids' costumes too. Yes, there are a lot of sexy costumes, but there are also a lot of costumes that aren't sexy. So you can pretend all you want that, oh, poor me, I don't have any options. But you do. You have plenty of fucking options. You just don't feel like looking for it. You just want to find shit to fucking bitch about. And that's why you won't actually look for normal costumes. Anyway, let's look at some girls' costumes. Oh, you are making the point that superhero costumes for girls are over-sexualized. Over-sexualized. It's not a dress. Isn't that what you were complaining about? It's not a dress. Not a dress and not sexy. Wow, look at these sexy costumes. Oh my god. Wow. Like, please point out the costume to me for any of these girls that is sexy. Please. Seriously, please. I decided to record my screen because I wanted to show you that I'm not picking and choosing, okay? I'm not putting screenshots of like the minimal things I found. No. This is the majority. The majority are not sexy. Yes, there are some that you could argue are over-sexualized, but even then, I don't think they're over-sexualized. I think it's weird that you're sexualizing children. Let's go to Spirit Halloween. So let's sort by... No, we'll just do all of these. Okay, so here we have some sexy costumes, of course. Probably because... Or you know what? Let's look at the top sellers. Top sellers. Sexy costume. Sexy costume. Not a sexy costume. But here's just proof that there are costumes for both people that want a sexy costume and people that don't want a sexy costume. There's also, there's also another thing that I want to show. Is that they have two options. If you want to be a character, they have the sexy character and they also have the regular character. Oh! No fucking wonder we're so far in. It's because we're on page 7. Why am I on page 7? Okay, so here's what I was saying. Here we have a regular costume of Winifred Sanderson from Hocus Pocus, right? I'm just gonna do a quick view so that you can see it better. I mean, okay, it's not really that much better. Well, yeah, you can see it. There we go. Right? Regular costume. Scroll down. Oh shit, it might be sold out actually. Hold on. Oh, it's probably, there was a sexy costume, but guess what? It's probably sold out, and that's probably why it's not on here, is because it's sold out. I might have even taken a screenshot of it at one point, so maybe I can find it. Okay, so this isn't Winifred, but here we have an adult Sarah Sanderson costume, just a regular costume. And then here we have the more sexy version. And here we have the actual sexy version. And here's the sexy one. What did I fucking tell you? There's a sexy version of it. And it's not there, probably because it's fucking sold out. Because there are a lot of women that like sexy costumes. Holy fucking shit, who would have guessed? Once again, here we have adult creepy scarecrow costume, and right next to it, adult sassy scarecrow costume for the girl that wants to be scary and for the girl that wants to be sexy. I think I'm done, but the point I'm trying to make is that you're pretending as though there are no normal costumes for women, but that's not true. Maybe it was like that at one point, but in 2018, everywhere that I've looked, it's been pretty fucking easy to find both sexy costumes and costumes that aren't sexy. So I really don't know what you're bitching about. Anyway, that's all for today's video. If you liked it, you can leave a like and subscribe. And if you would like to stay updated with my channel, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or Tumblr. I also have a Discord, so if you want to talk to me, you can join me on there. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And happy Halloween, my spooky friends. I'm the spookiest ghost, and I'll see you guys next time.